This is Learning Curves and Coffee, where we skip the perfection, spill the real, and talk parenting, teaching, and personal growth over a hot cup. I'm Ivory, a mother, edupreneur, and your caffeinated co pilot through the meltdowns, meetings, and magical moments. Let's get into it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in per usual. Okay, let's talk about emotional regulation, which is just fancy talk for how not to lose your mind when your kid does. Because honestly, our kids don't come with an internal Zen master. They come with full blown emotions and because they're human and emotions are an indicator of their connection to the world around them. But they also come with zero instructions on how to regulate their emotions. The Center for Disease Control says that 1 in 5 kids has a mental, emotional, or behavioral quote unquote disorder. Y'all know I'm not a fan of the word disorder, but we know that our children have a high level of dysregulation, especially in current times. But also, statistics show that only 20% actually get support. So, what does that translate to? For parents, you're the therapist, you're the coach, you're the emotional firefighter, all rolled up into one without a paycheck, if I'm keeping it frank. Because, like, you can do all these things when there is the outcome that is probably financial beneficial or whatever the case may be if it is a full-time job. But parenting is a full-time job that has benefits that are not monetary. Nevertheless, you wear many hats is the point that I'm making. And so one of the things that I've been reflecting on, especially as it relates to my framework around discovery, acceptance, and embracing is that in order to support our children with their emotional regulations, you want to do the following. Notice the trigger. Is it the homework that causes a meltdown? Is it a sibling who looked at them the quote unquote wrong way? My son is the only child, but I have heard from other parents raising neurodiverse children that sibling dynamics is a thing, right? So, what are your triggers? Is it food? Like these are things that can cause triggers. So, observe those triggers. That is the discovery phase. And then there is an important piece to this, which is validating their feelings. When uh, I've said this before that there's a difference between a tantrum and a meltdown because a meltdown is something that is more so uh, triggered by sensory overload or underload, where a tantrum is because a child did not get their way. And parents raising kids on the autism spectrum, they know and feel the difference. So validate their feelings. Sometimes when we're new to this, our initial inclination is to stop them from having emotion or to make them feel like their emotions or their response to things are exaggerated because that's the perspective we're looking for at it from. But it's essential to validate their emotions. And then, and I want to say in terms of the validation piece, that it doesn't mean that you are letting them get away with it. You're just saying it's okay that you feel that way. But still, the expectation, the standard, the boundary remains. And then lastly, find a way to help them regulate with practical strategies. Now, let's do some deep breathing. Here's your stress ball. Do they have a favorite toy or favorite song that helps them to regulate? Incorporate that. Provide them with the things that supports them. I would refrain from the phone or iPad as a soother because you don't want them to be too dependent upon that. You want them to have things that don't require distraction, but more so require management of their emotions, right? So if you're listening to this and you're nodding and you're like, girl, yep, that's me. That's my life. That's exactly why I created the Parent First Coaching. It's for parents who want to shift from meltdown management to actual connection. And so if you or you know someone who could utilize the support of a seasoned educator and fellow autism parent and that can provide you with the tools on how to regulate yourself and your child, please click the link below. Set up a consultation. Let's talk through the tools that can help you to support your child. Let's talk through your real raw emotions. Let's talk through ways that you can release the guilt. That is essential on this journey because having a child who's neurodiverse is not a death sentence. It's not the end of the world for you. Like, I truly am passionate about allowing this to be an experience that actually opens a whole new world in the words of what is that, Aladdin? I don't know, but it could be beautiful, but we have to be able to acknowledge where the barriers are and unpack our stuff. And Parent First Coaching is a safe place to do that because I understand the lived experience and I have the skills and the tool set to guide you forward. I work with a coach currently. I've worked with a coach in the past, both with as it relates to my son and his parenting and my own personal development and my own emotional packing and regulation and mindset shifts. Neither one of my coaches had the experience of raising children who are autistic or neurodiverse. And so, um, if I can humbly say that having an approach like the one that I've designed for parents like me would would have been even more beneficial for someone like me when I first started out on the journey of embracing Khalil, his uniqueness. So I want to offer that to parents. Click the link below. Set up a time so we can talk. I want to learn more about what it is that you want to grow from and learn from on this journey. And I want to be your thought partner and your coach along the way. As always, please take care of yourself. Make sure that you are centering your well being as well as your child's well being. This is not a one size fits all journey. Every child is different, every experience is different, but we do have some shared emotions and shared experiences that we can unpack together. So, as always, I want to thank you all for tuning in to Learning Curves and Coffee. And if this episode sparked a thought in you, share it with a parent who can use it. Click the link below to engage in other content. If you're not ready for coaching, I also have the Transformative Parent Playbook where I share my story in detail and I take you on a journey to be able to unpack your emotions around this experience. We have amazing journal prompts, we have shared stories, and we have strategies and tips in this playbook that you can utilize along the way. Until next time, keep your coffee strong and your emotions regulated. You are doing a good job. Bye.